Hello, this is Roger G, and this is a video of our expedition to Antarctica that we took with Walt and Janie Corliss. We flew from San Diego to Miami to start with, so our first day actually was on Miami Beach. And this is our friend Pablo who was with us, and we enjoyed seeing him. Then we flew from Miami to Buenos Aires and then to Iguazu Falls. And so the next big thing we did is see the falls. And we took a walk along to see the top of the falls. And here we are getting really wet from the falls. And then we took a walk down 300 steps to get on a boat. And this is our friend Walt on the boat ride. Here's another couple of views of the falls. It was just amazing. We really got soaked. You can see that this boat is coming out of the mist, and we were next. And then we flew to Buenos Aires, where we met the rest of the people who were going to be on our Antarctica trip. And here's Carlos. He's our team leader, and I don't remember this gal's name, but she was our guide for Buenos Aires. And they were talking about their big passion, which was soccer. That's what we call it, or European football. Our guide also talked about mate, which is their social drink. And this mate just tastes awful. We learned about how the tango got started. And it got started in a dwelling like this, which is a little courtyard surrounded by single rooms. And these are families from different parts of the world. And so they sort of combined all their music, and that's how the tango got going. We tried to learn how to do the tango. Here I am with Lynn, and here is Walt and Janie right here. And this is the rest of our group. Then we walked through this particular district where the tango got started and enjoyed the very colorful buildings that they had. That night we went to see a tango show, ate some of the toughest steak that Argentina could provide. But before that, in the afternoon, we went to the cemetery where Eva Duarte was, the gal who was Perón's wife. Then the next day we flew from Buenos Aires down to Ushuaia. Here we are, and with the ships. One of the ships behind us, I think it was this ship right here that we were going to be on the next day. And made sure we got our passport stamped with Ushuaia, and that is the end of the world. That's the way they decide themselves there. Or the stopping off point for going to Antarctica. The next morning we took a tour through Tierra del Fuego National Park, and here's all the people. Here are Lynn and me right here. And where's Walt and Janie? Let me see. Oh, here's Walt, and there's Janie right there. The scenery was beautiful right here. You could tell there was a steady wind. This is the Beagle Channel right here. And over here, these are the mountains of Chile right there. Anyway, we walked through the park, and at the end of our walk, we were at this spot right here. And this is where the beginning of the road that goes all the way to Alaska starts. And Alaska is 17,848 kilometers away. We boarded the ship and went to the Drake Passage. They called it the Drake Shake, and I think you can see why. The ship rocked and rolled through the Drake Passage. It wasn't too bad, but we could say that it was a pretty uncomfortable ride for a couple of days. And here's a nice sunset. At this time of year, the sun was only down for about an hour and a half and then came back up again. We're down into Antarctica right now, and our first stop was the Leon Island. And so here we are. This is a Zodiac, and there's the two of us sitting on a Zodiac. And the scenery was tremendous. So look how small the Zodiac is compared to this iceberg and just the massive scenery behind it. It was breathtaking. Then that afternoon we went to Necco Harbor, and this is our chance, first chance to actually set foot on our seventh continent. Lynn and I had visited the other six already. And I got a kick out of this picture right here because here we are looking at the penguins, and the penguins are curious about us. This right here, you see the white thing there? That means this is a Gen 2 penguin. And here's a whole bunch of penguins lined up to take a jump in the water. This is one of our expedition leaders, and she is holding this ice, which is more than 1,000,000 years old. And I think this is a leopard seal. This is the penguin's major enemy. The leopard seal just loves to eat the penguins. And let's see, this is an Adelie penguin right here. This came as a surprise for us. The ship gave us a picnic, and this is the summertime down there, so it's time for a picnic. Our next stop was Demoy Point, and Janie was sick, so this was her first chance to set foot in Antarctica. I really like this picture where the people are struggling to get up the hill and to see if they see the other side. Lynn fell into the snowbank right about in this area right here. Our next stop was Port Lockroy, and this is where the post office was. So we mailed 2 postcards from Antarctica, and we were told that it would probably take anywhere from 1 to 3 months for it to get back to the United States. So I hope nobody's holding their breath. The British built this place because there were no penguins on the island. Of course, once they built it, the penguins came. And here's Walt and Janie, and this is Carlos, our team leader. Boy, look at the ice in the bay around here. It was just beautiful. And this right here is a chin strap penguin. You can see it looks like a little chin strap around the head there. The next spot is Culverville Island, and so here we are, and here's another picture of the people that were a little bit more adventurous and got out into the snow. Next up was we went to this caldera, which was an old volcano, and right here, this is Neptune's bellows right there. They look like bellows of an accordion. And this right here, this area is called Neptune's Window. And in this area, there was Whalers Bay, and you can see the steam coming up through the rocks right here. So the volcano is still a little bit on the active side. And right here is where they decided to do that polar plunge. And this is Darlene, one of the gals from our team, and she did go in right up to her waist, and more power to her. She's from Minnesota. This one is Half Moon Island. This was our last stop. Here's the Adelie penguin, the chin strap penguin, and the Gen 2 penguin. So the 3 major penguins that we saw lined up there right in a row. And then we had to take the Drake Passage to get back to Ushuaia. And our last big meal, they had baked Alaska. They're going through right there. And this is Lynn. She's having fun with Joseph, the hotel manager. And they had a little game going on. There's the 2 of us with Carlos, our team leader. And this is the ship we were on. And it was time to fly home.